Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan Basha, the business doctor. Following our conversations with empowered women who woke up one day and consciously claimed, I am more than enough, I am worthy, I am empowered to grow. And along their empowering journey towards realizing their own potential and their quest for growth, they became a beacon of hope and guidance for others. May you also find your inner power to grow. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Empowered to Grow. This is your host, Hanan Al Basha. Today, I have a lovely lady who apparently we crossed paths on so many occasions, yet we never met in person. And I'm honored to interview her today on the episode. Dr. Tara Al Kadi is a communications and media professor at the American University in Cairo. So yay, another alumni, which I love doing because we graduated from the same university. And she actually also, after completing her PhD degree in the UK, decided there's something more I could do. So she went on to get her life coaching certification. And now she makes it, well, she's in the academia, but she also makes it a part of her mission that she goes out and she does the videos and she does interviews and she puts out content to help people deal with struggles and daily frustrations in life. So please help me in welcoming Dr. Tara. Hi, Tara.
Hi. Lovely intro. I like that.
Thank you.
Feels good.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Capture the essence. Yeah, same here.
I'm happy. As I told you, this is like part of the mission of what the podcast was about when I first thought about it. And, you know, within my group as well, is all about being empowered to grow. And I found that aligns a lot with what you do. So when I asked you to come on the podcast and I told you it's called Empowered to Grow again, what does that term mean to you?
Internal growth, spiritual growth, personal growth, growing in terms of the standards that we set ourselves, not by other people's measures. I think this is what comes to mind, like how you put your own standards and your own growth aspirations, ambitions, and you rise up to your potential. And it's just too beautiful a concept. I think it's really good.
I love that because, you know, I talk of that a lot as well. And I think part of my pivot in my journey was realizing that when I define and redefine my success parameters and what things mean to me and what my priorities are in life, I think life shifts around a lot.
Yes.
And in a good way.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Good way. I like to see the good. أنا دايما كده. I always feel like a lot of hardships. There's this other way of like, I can actually literally state the same facts and make it sound pretty dreary, but it is always ultimately helping us grow. So back to the growth bit. Yeah. Everything that happens for a reason. Everything that happens allows us to grow, learn, develop. Yeah. And
that's in essence what, you know me, I talk a lot about Tony Robbins, and he has the statement that life happens for you, not to you. And it's possibly also a mindset shift from the victim mentality that we are so conditioned to think about.
Thank you for bringing that up. I hate the victim mentality. And I have to admit, I fall into that trap too.
True.
So I hate it, but I'm I'm not immune. And a lot of the times I find myself pitying myself and feeling sorry for myself and feeling that, oh my gosh. And then I try, I remind myself I need to snap out of it. I don't like the victim mentality. I think it makes people it holds people back and
holds us hostage in our own minds.
Yeah.
So moving on to that, or actually stemming from that, you've had your own journey of being empowered to grow. So can you share a bit about your story with us, please?
Yeah, sure. Okay. It's a mix of personal, academic, career, everything happening together. So I think up until a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, it didn't make sense. But then everything came together by chance, perhaps, without any plan. And it just culminated in exactly that, things making sense, and things felt very disjointed before. So I was married, I had my 2 kids, I got my divorce. That was on the personal level, 17 years of marriage. And then you had I was a great student with the BA, master's, PhD, and then I had the academic career, and I thought this is where, I'll end up, and that's it. And then life coaching came into the mix, and I had this desire to help people. And my friends kept saying, you need to get certified because you do it anyways, informally, get, certified, get the knowledge. This is what you're meant to do. And I was worried that this is just getting too, disjointed, as I said, like what's happening. Media, you got life coaching. On the personal level, things were not very clear. And, you come up to the age, I'm 40 plus, I'm 46. So I kept thinking, at the time I was 41 to whatever, that was around the divorce. I think I was 41 or 42. I just kept thinking, what's going on? It doesn't make sense. Everything is good on its own, but how do they link up together? And then they finally did. How did they finally did after the certification? So I did the PhD, the nerd in me went on to do the coaching. And there was this calling.
As you can see, I resonate with the wall behind me. So that's why we align. The proud nerd in me aligns with you.
Exactly. So the nerd then thought that my true calling was to help people. And then again, I'm like, well, what about the PhD? What about the academia? What about the media? And it just can't come together. By sheer coincidence, I was sitting there one day and it hit me that I wanted to do the YouTube channel. And what I wanted to do was, I thought, okay, everybody's a life coach. So many life coaches, you must know. And I'm like, how am I going to stand out? And what's my original contribution? Something you learn through the PhD. You have to have an original contribution. So I thought, okay, here's the deal. I'm going to use my personal experience, hence the personal life bit that I shared. And what I learned, because a lot of things took me a while to get a hang of and to deal with. And I wanted to save people because I thought I knew I had some shortcuts. And that's, so I thought the personal ingredients would only serve in terms of giving tips and offering self-help advice. And then the communicator in me, the media professor, knows how to do the YouTube and knows how to communicate, and she deals with people and she doesn't mind the public and, public speaking and so on. So that comes into play. And then the content is then also done under the framework of the whole coaching, mentoring, and so I put it together through the videos with a specific format, which is, here's the problem, here's the, not scientific, but some formal, knowledge of the issue. Comes from my background. And then you touch in that this is personal to me, and this makes it more credible and genuine in terms of this is what happened. I don't want you to fall into this trap. This is what you can do to avoid it. And then again, with some solutions, because I don't want to leave them with like, okay, life is miserable. No, how
to get through it, which actually reminds me when I first started, and the business doctor stemmed from that. I thought it was cheesy, but it made sense. I've got a doctorate in business. I love that. And when I first started, that was actually part of my communication. I've been there. I've done that. I'll show you how not to do it.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God, soulmates.
Because it's like you resonate with the issues and the blocks and what people go through, and you wish that you can support everyone, but we know now that you can't. But you at least want to kind of raise the red flags, and those red flags are maybe that's what I say. I can support you. I can't do it for you, and I can't tell you what to do. Why? Because you need to take the actions. You need to understand that this is what's triggering you. This is what's holding you back. These are the stories you're telling yourself and everything related to that. And even in business, it's very applicable as well. And then now let's see what you want to do about it and how we can explore the different routes and stuff. So I love that.
I love that concept. I love that concept. And I think this is the whole thing with the victim mentality. It defeats the self-help, the change, that's why I'm so against it. And I just I don't know. I mean, I believe you talk to women, and and part of my, in our part of the world, women are not empowered enough, and women tend to fall into the victim mentality. And I always tell my friends who are leading lives that they're not very satisfied with, but they're kind of accepted this, like this is how it is and we can't do anything about it. And I keep saying, but think in 10 years or in 15 years, what it would be like when you're older and when you regret having missed this chance, when you've had those dreams and energy. And so I'm really against that, the victim mentality.
But you know what? And this is the thing, and that's why this podcast became very personal for me. And I'm sure you've had this experience. It's not just about the region. When you talk to women around the world, it is the same things, and it's the same conditioning, and it's the same stories we were told, where between the
True.
you can't, you won't, you shouldn't, and you grow up to believe them. They become your truth. And I think that is, I'm hoping that is the word and the mission that we're on, is to change that internal dialogue, and then accordingly the external dialogue changes with it, and the actions, the consequent actions. So from that perspective, if you were to take kind of from a time capsule perspective and go back and impart advice on your 19-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Yes. Be yourself. Do not fit into other people's expectations or how they believe you should be, because I just realized that I was never truly myself. I discovered who I truly am just the last few years. And this was my discovery. I'm like, I never knew who I was. I didn't know what I liked. I just fit into the mold that people, so whether it was a father or a mother or even a stepmother in my case, or a husband, or even the children, I just wanted to fit those roles that would please them, that would, I don't accommodate. And I'm not saying that they pushed me. It was something that I did. So I don't want to say that they forced it upon me. I think I just felt that I had to fit that role or fill that, expectation. And I'm totally freed of this. I mean, the last few years, I'm truly who I am. And this is so liberating. So I think this is what I would have done then. I would have told myself, do what you like, explore, study the stuff that you like. Just live the life you want to live, and be the person you want to be, not what others want you to be. And it's not about defiance. So because sometimes I worry when we talk about that it does not mean rebel or, just go against the flow. No, that doesn't mean that. Sometimes when I say that, people think, oh, so you want to go wild, or so you want to break the rules, or it's not about breaking taboos or rules. It's not, no, because there are lots of things that I enjoy that are perfectly, normal, simple, within the norm. So it's not like that, because sometimes.
And I think that you summed it up in the word that it is liberating. That just being yourself is so liberating. But as you said also, and I keep saying that all the time, I'm like, when I say empower women, it doesn't mean that, let's rebel against men. It just means be yourself, speak up, find your voice, and do something that really excites you. Find the time to excite yourself,
Yeah. It's not the victim thing, and also the martyrdom. The women believe, I think even as mothers, even maybe more than wives, the whole thing where like, I have kids, I must stop being, I should, you need to give them love and support, but what happens to yourself? Who said that you should, negate your existence? I think there's an issue there.
Yeah, that's true. So going forward on the other end of the spectrum, what would you like your 90-year-old self to thank you for?
Well, I'll tell you, the beautiful, fun memories I've built up over the last, I'm telling you, life past 40, I keep saying, past 40, big turnaround. So I'm grateful for my 40 plus. I hope whatever comes next is good. Although lots of difficulties, I don't like to remind myself of that. So, I mean, there are challenges all the time. And this is what I tell people who speak, oh my God, you're so positive, you're so fluffy and smiley, and like life is lovely. And they think I have no problems. And I say, hey, if I sit you down and tell you some facts.
You're going to sit and cry next to me.
And, sometimes like, oh, no, you got it all. You don't have any words. And I'm like, really? And then, sometimes just to challenge them, I sit there and I'm like, well, and they'd be like, oh, we don't know how you cope. And I'm like, it's an attitude.
Yes.
So I'd say thank you I'll tell my 90-year-old self, thank you for the memories. Thank you for going out there and having fun and enjoying simple pleasures in life, and stopping to just enjoy certain moments, because I tend to do that now. I mean, I stop and I care about quality time and memories and connecting with people. I think that's the most beautiful part of life.
I love that. Excuse me.
Okay.
You're on a stage, and I'm sure you've been on stages. And
kind of, yeah.
This time you're speaking to tens of thousands of women. Excuse me, I just really
take it easy. You need water? Get water.
I'm fine. I'm good. Again, you're on a stage. and you're speaking to tens of thousands of women, and the message is about being empowered to grow, what would be that lasting message you leave them with?
Okay. I believe in following your passion. So every one of us must dig deep and try to find that passion. And I think this is the trick to finding happiness. If you really enjoy what you do. I know a lot of people say we don't have that luxury, but I truly believe if you put the effort and it might take time for you to find a practical way of translating that passion into your career or, but it's doable. I've seen it. I've done it. I've seen people do it. And it's not a luxury. I think we're born with a mission, with a cause, with a calling, and we just need to keep, trying until we find it. So I'd say do that, because once you find your passion, life with its difficulties, with its challenges, the challenges keep coming and the downs keep coming and the pain is there. It's not going to leave, it's cyclical. But when you have that passion, you have this thing, and it makes life so much easier and so much, you can cope better, and it just adds color to a otherwise colorless world.
I can't agree more. And I think, as you said, which ties up with everything you've been saying, it's about the mindset and it's about the approach and it's about the perspective. I mean, at the end of the day, it's our worldview lens, and you get to choose what kind of lens. And I keep looking at everything. Same with me. I think my life started at 40 as well. So it was that. And I don't know if it's about, even though officially, as per scientists, it says that our brains mature at around the age of 35. So I think it takes a bit of maturity beyond the 35 of maturity to reach the point of, I love me, I'm worthy, and I want to start exploring what life is really about, rather than just initially fitting in the framework, fitting in. And that fitting in means that you just have to be in compliance with everything and everyone around you. Exactly.
And again, I can't say it enough, because I worry, as you said, that when you say empowered to grow, they think it's women rising against men. The same with the compliance and conformity. And it's not about being rebellious and just, doing the opposite to stand out. It's not at all about this. It's just really asking yourself, what do you enjoy? What do you like? What makes you happy? And putting effort into making that your lifestyle.
I love that. Tara, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
Where can our viewers and listeners find you in virtual space?
Okay, virtually. I do have a Facebook page, but I'd say my YouTube channel is where all the videos are.
Okay.
They're mostly in Arabic with a few English interviews. I'm exploring going into the English language, but the topics are very close to my heart. So there's the Tara Al Kadi.
I'm going to put the links
on YouTube. Yeah, that's the channel. And there's a whole bunch of videos based on topics. So we have loneliness, we have the 40 plus age maturity challenge.
That's nice. Okay.
Some people see it as a scary, age. I think it was liberating.
That's true.
And there's the whole bits and pieces on how to turn I'm really about positivity. So there's a lot on how to turn a good day into a bad day into a good day, or a 40-day experiment that I did where you can really transform in 40 days and get over a slump. And this is my tool. And relationship stuff, which is always good for women.
Definitely. And men.
Not only for women.
Everyone needs to be educated on healthy relationships.
Not just for women.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's just emotional, personal, social, day-to-day issues. Mothering, parenting, that's on there too.
I love that. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Hanan.
Thank you for sharing your energy.
To you. Thank you, Habibti. Good to talk to you. Finally, need to meet in person.
Inshallah, soon.
Okay.
Well, thank you everyone for being with us. As always, please do remember, empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. For further engagement with a tribe of empowered women, join my Facebook group, Empowered to Grow, or visit my website, www.hananalbasha.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.